Hi gamers, this is Doc, and in this video I wanted to share with you how gaming has helped me deal with depression and anxiety. As someone who has struggled with mental health issues for quite some time, I have found that gaming to be an incredibly effective coping mechanism. Now the reality is, honestly, it was my wife, the love of my life, who said, "You know what, Doc? Gaming could be an avenue to help you cope, to help you mitigate, to help you manage the symptoms that you're facing." In fact, she bought me my first PlayStation, my first Xbox, and she even pushed me to be a PC gamer, which I am today. Honestly, if it wasn't for her, I do not know where would I be today. Honestly, I would be struggling to this day. And anxiety and depression is something that can affect anyone. Whether you're rich, poor, it can take anyone down. Which is why you need to arm yourself with the best suit of armor to be able to face it. Now, firsthand, I know how it is. I know how it is to feel useless, helpless, unloved, unwanted, that you feel like you don't belong. I know how it is how you do not want to speak to anyone. It feels defeating. It kind of destroys you. And well, over the years, I have been able to work out a routine that puts all of those symptoms in check whenever I'm sort of about to have an anxiety attack, or even kind of fall into that, what we like to call depressive mind state. But first, before I get into all of that, I kind of want to talk a little bit about how gaming as a whole has helped me with depression. When I was dealing with depression, I sort of found out that gaming provided me with a much needed escape from the real life challenges that I was facing. Playing games like Destiny 2, horror games, for example, speed running, sort of gave me a sense of accomplishment and allowed me to feel, for the first time in a long time, like I was in actual control. It also helped me to feel less isolated. And I was able to connect with other gamers from my clan, for example, from members from the community. In addition to that, that connection sort of helped me find my laugh again. It even taught me how to meme the heck out of everything, right? In a way, it just took me away from the real world nonsense, from all the challenges, from all the struggles. It created a safe space for me. And one of the things that I appreciate so much about gaming is that, in a way, in a sort of weird way, it allowed me to set goals for myself and sort of work towards getting there, towards achieving them. Whether it was completing a level or beating a raid, a really tough boss, soloing a dungeon. The sort of small victories gave me a sense of accomplishment and helped me feel better about myself. It was just incredibly helpful all around. And tiny little small goals like this helped me realize along the way that I am good enough. And that emotion, that strength sort of led me to my real world sort of scenarios. It just did wonders for me. And the same applies with anxiety. When I started experiencing anxiety, having severe anxiety attacks, was when I was starting working with my doctorate many years ago. And I found, again, that gaming was that place where I could relax and unwind. And it allowed me to focus on something other than my worries. And it provided me with a much needed break from the stress of everyday life. When I would game, I would literally transform myself, and while I was doing an activity, I could talk about out loud with my friends, my colleagues, how anxiety would make me feel. And honestly, as I was gaming, just talking about it, breathing, it just took those feelings away. It stopped me from breaking down. I also found that gaming helped me develop mindfulness. And mindfulness takes skill, right? And I'm going to explain to you what that means in a little bit. But by focusing on the gameplay and being in the present moment, I was able to calm my mind and reduce my anxiety levels. When I talk about mindfulness, what I truly mean is just being present, living in the moment. One of the things that anxiety does is that it takes over you, right? It takes your control. It takes away your ability to think, the ability to feel in charge, and the ability of what is going on in my body, like someone is taking over. And when I would honestly run a raid on that, for example, in Destiny 2, which is one of my favorite games, it's just that focus, that engagement took those feelings away. And honestly, I cannot stress again how connecting with other gamers is important. People like-minded, or in my case, in the Destiny community, was such a massive help for me. I was able to find support from other gamers who understood what I was going through and could just be there for me. In fact, one of the things that I love about it is the fact that I was able to find a clan, #CilmarClan, a community of just gamers where I could just be myself. These lads just accepted me for me. No fuss, just me. To this day, after being connected with the clan, with this community for over 3 years, just in the clan alone, and several other years in the community, I feel that as a reward to myself and to them, in a sense, for me to be thankful, I send them a message to the entire clan every month to remind them about how important it is to take care of your mental health. That if they need anything, that I am here for them, because I know for a fact they will be here for me. Some people call that therapy. You can call it that. I don't see it that way. But over the years, many folks have taken that offer. And I find it quite healing to be able to help another human being not feel the same way that I felt. Now, I kind of want to talk about an additional set of strategies, and I think this is like the meat and the bones, as they said of the video, of what I use to deal with anxiety. These are sort of techniques that I use on a daily basis that have worked well for me over the years. This does not take the advice of a physician, of a doctor. This is just me speaking from the heart, things that I use to help me get there, to balance it all, and to feel much better. And honestly, to this day, I have kept my symptoms in check for many years. And I'm the first one to say that I'm not actually cured. I'm not. But I know enough to recognize when to stop it, when to feel better, and to take care of myself. But I can tell you, gamer, I am okay. Now, the first one is, and this is, I think, the most crucial one. If right now, if you are watching this, listening to this, if you are to the point where you feel like you can't do anything, you can cope, like life just feels that it's just too much, the best advice I can give you right now is stop everything and seek support from a mental health professional. Call a therapist, a counselor. There are so many numbers that you can call. And these folks can help you develop coping strategies and provide you the support and guidance that you need. This for me was my first step. It was life-changing, instrumental. My wife is a licensed clinician and a fellow doc, and her guidance, kindness, love, and most importantly, lack of judgment helped me in levels that I can't even describe. This is what I think, and I always push for this, that it's important to seek help, because the therapy is someone that doesn't know anything about you. It's a non-judgment professional where they can guide you, listen to you, and even work with you to create a treatment plan that works for you. Now, if you are not in this area, then here is a couple of more techniques that you can use to sort of, make you feel better and get you going, or even mitigate or remedy anxiety or depression. The next one is practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques, such as I mentioned before, deep breathing. It could be meditation or even yoga. I have done yoga, but it's not for everyone. And honestly, I know for a fact that many of my fellow gamers may not do yoga or may even look at me like, what the heck are you talking about? But here's one thing that I do that helps every day, and it keeps me in check. Each day when I wake up, I close my eyes for a whole minute, take a deep breath. I count the seconds of just going in and out. And then I also start saying out loud all the amazing, awesome, freaking things that I have and that I am thankful for in my life. For example, I am thankful for breathing, for my friends, for waking up, for being alive, for my Destiny 2 triumph score, for the people that love me. I'm thankful for you because you're watching this, so that means this can help you too. So if you start this routine, do this every day, the second you wake up, just take a minute or two, it will do wonders for you in the long run. Another area that is also very helpful for me, that has been for me, and I know for a fact it will be for you, is making time to just exercise, which we know for a fact that, by science, by empirical evidence, and research that exercising reduces your symptoms of anxiety and depression. And I get it. Not everyone is able to exercise. Not everyone is able to get out there to a gym. We are living in a different world. But I'll tell you something personal that not a lot of people know that you're about to find out. Recently, I was involved in a traffic collision. That means a traffic accident. My hips, my right knee are in a lot of pain. Right now, I am struggling. However, every day, I still get up, walk, stretch. And when I'm working from one of my offices, I always work standing up. I'm stretching, I'm moving. And even in the office sometimes, and even in the office sometimes, when I know for a fact that I have a team that can do this for me, I literally raise my hand and say, by any chance, there's any mail that I can pick up and take, and just drop it off at the mail office. It keeps me. The idea is to keep yourself moving. Take a walk every day. Invite a friend, and if you don't have real friends next to you, or all your friends are online, here's another thing that I do. Sometimes I even connect on Discord or through my phone. And I just have a conversation with the lads, and whilst I'm walking, it gives me the distraction from the quote unquote doing the exercise, because I'm just connecting again with the lads and just having a laugh. Whether are my friends from Spain, Argentina, the UK, lads from the clan, you name it. The idea is, get yourself up and moving. Another area is developing some what I like to call a self-care routine. And what I mean by that is, think of activities or things that you can do that you can enjoy. For me, it's reading, listening to music, going outside, touching grass. But also for me is gaming. And I honestly, in addition to gaming, I picked up another hobby, which I love: writing poetry, music, and even collecting vintage toys. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm a massive nerd. And here's a true story. Growing up in Puerto Rico, I lost my toy collections twice because of the hurricanes. And now that I am older, wiser, and have an amazing partner, I picked up again the ability to collect toys. And in fact, I'm even selling them, and the proceeds from the sales of those toys are going towards charity. I just love the thrill of the hunt, and for me, that's self-care. To be able to find a toy, connect with my childhood again, and also help someone else cure that nostalgia, because we've all been there, has just been life-changing and quite frankly rewarding. But going back to gaming, I see gaming as a self-care activity for me, because again, it takes me away from the IRL stuff, right? The real world stuff. It helps me calm down, and it just takes away the nonsense. another area that I also want to bring up is please, 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 please do your best to get enough sleep every night. Get some rest and establish a consistent sleeping routine. Pick a time every day of the week where you're going to go to bed and where you're going to wake up. Now, the discipline is going to help, but also it's in fact is that if you don't take care of yourself and you're sleeping, you're going to pay for it. Now, this is not a shot at any of the many gamers that I see who do 24-hour streamings and they do those crazy long gaming sessions. Good for you and more power to you. But I just need you to realize that if you're struggling with this, your body needs a lot of rest. You need to recharge because honestly, a weak body is a weak mind, and trust me, you will pay for it. You will end up in the hospital like I did once or many other times. So take the time to get some rest. One side effect of depression is that if your body continues to crash, for me at least, there was a time where I would not get out of my room and I would stay in bed for days at a time. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And this incident actually happened to me when I was working 100+ hours a week. And thankfully, not anymore. I turned my life around. I prioritized myself. I prioritize my rest, and honestly, it's just help. Now, I'm gonna hear it. I know there's gonna be a little bit of pushback on this, but what if you can just fall asleep, blah, 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 blah? I understand. Here's a tip. One of the things that I do is when I have a long week and I know for a fact that I'm wired, that I'm focused, and I can't sleep because of overexcitement or I had an amazing week and donations or charity or whatever. One thing that I do is 1 hour before going to bed, I make myself a bowl of oatmeal. Yes, a bowl of oatmeal. There is a magical thing that happens in oatmeal that connects to your brain, and you can look this up, that allows you to relax and help you actually sleep. I also order a little Himalayan salt lamp. I repeat, a nice little Himalayan salt lamp. And when I turn it on in my room, what it does is it cleans the air and it allows you to rest even more. There's also research that has been done about the benefits of Himalayan salt lamp too. Now, moving on. Another area that have helped me as well is engaging in activities that promote social connection. And what I mean by that, volunteering, joining a group, a club, or a clan, spending time with friends and family outside of your clan, outside of gaming, for example. One of the things that I realized that I needed to do to keep me more calm and alert, my wife and I started this business, this YouTube channel we like to call Doc's Crealites. And honestly, it is forcing me to get out of my comfort zone, to connect with more people. It is pushing me to travel even more. It is pushing me to do what I love most in a different way, which is to support and give back to charity. So go out there, have a little fun. Now, the next one is a little tough because, quite frankly, it was brutal for me when I first was learning about this, but I quickly realized that it helped me as well. You have to limit your consumption of caffeine and alcohol because it is a known fact that if you drink alcohol or high levels of caffeine, it can worsen your symptoms of anxiety and depression. And honestly, gamers, this one was super tough for me. I personally don't drink, I don't like alcohol, but I love cooking with it. On the other hand, I adore coffee. I'm a coffee snob. I will get coffee from all around the world, single origin, you name it. However, I was able to keep it in check with moderation because coffee has so many wonderful benefits for your body that I just couldn't let it go. But in moderation was the key. Now, I understand that many gamers use gaming supplements, and I am not going to sit here and critique the product or call anyone out, but I can tell you from experience and from science, from research. Too much of that, your body will pay for it. There is a ton of empirical evidence that if you're dealing with anxiety and depression, energy drinks it's gonna make it worse for you, hands down. The last piece, actually no, we got two more. The next one is talking about practicing positive self-talk and challenge negative thoughts or belief. This one is key. Remember when I at the beginning of the video I was talking about mindfulness and meditation every day for 1 minute? Well, this is it. Your thoughts and belief can destroy you. If you believe you're doing bad, your whole body believes you're doing bad. If you believe you're doing great, your whole body will follow suit that you are doing great. So my advice is, if you start your day by taking a deep breath and saying out loud how thankful you are about life and all the wonderful things you have in your life, trust me, gamer, this is it. This is going to change it. This is going to change the game for you. The next one is avoid isolating yourself and try to reach out to others for support when you need it. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. I repeat, you are not alone. In fact, what you need to know is that you are loved by the community, by friends, by everyone, even me. I don't know you and I love you. You know why? Because you matter. Your life matters. Your life is incredibly important. So, isolation is your worst enemy. Get on Discord, post something on Twitter, Reddit, seek out. And if you're still struggling, remember the number one option here, go seek professional help. Last but not least, number 10, which is, I think, is the one that I selfishly want to add, is this one. Reach out. I am here. My partner is here. We're on Twitter. We have a plethora of resources that we can share with you to help you cope, to help you mitigate this, to help you figure out where you can go to get the help you need. And guess what? We are a judgment-free zone. We have helped so many gamers in our community that you won't even believe. And we love it because we know firsthand in real time what it is to deal with anxiety and depression. I want to conclude with the following. Everybody knows, or the folks that know me know that I'm a Destiny 2 gamer. I was never a content creator because I didn't have the time. This is out of my comfort zone. This is something that I never thought I would do in this capacity. And while Destiny 2 is my favorite game, and to be honest, sometimes it's very challenging to love it, I could honestly say that it has saved me on many occasions from spiraling, from going out of control. And gamer, I'm speaking to you from the heart. This is me, Doc. As real and base as I can possibly be. Dealing with anxiety and depression is not easy. It's brutal. So I hope that you consider some of the things that I have said in this video as a guide, as suggestions. I added a disclaimer on this video as well to make sure you understand where I'm coming from when I say that this is just some suggestions and a guide. Gaming for me has been a lifesaver, and when it comes to dealing with depression and anxiety, this is one of the tools that I use. It has provided me with a way to escape, set goals for myself, relax, unwind, connect, and I want to reiterate again that you're not alone and that there are always resources available to help you deal with your struggles. I want to thank you for your time, and I simply ask for a favor, that you share this video with any gamer you know that it is struggling. I apologize if my accent was rough at times. When I was speaking, you couldn't understand one thing, or I made so many mistakes as I was speaking from the heart. but I also decided to include the script so that you can go back and read it at your leisure. I also want to ask you to please do not forget to like, share, and if you can, please subscribe. This channel is about giving back. It is a variety channel. We're going to talk about games. We're going to talk about toys. We're going to talk about wellness. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about food reviews. We're going to cook on the channel too. But it was also created for moments like this, because I am personally tired of seeing so many gamers hurting. And I feel that it's necessary to perhaps share just a little bit of my story with you so that you can, again, feel better and push forward. Again, with much love, Doc. Till next time, thank you, gamers. See you. Bye.